Nicole Cortichiato. Yay! Yay, Nicole! We love each other, right? I mean, as a human being, you love me, and I love you. We kind of have to. It's our job as humans. But it's tough, right? I mean, some people are dicks, assholes, or they don't deserve it. And so, this is a story about love and getting along with one another, and maybe a little something else. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'm in the 5th grade, and my teacher was Mr. Williams, the first male teacher I ever had, and the only male teacher in our entire grade school, which was kindergarten through 6th. Mr. Williams chewed tobacco, had a spit cup always nearby. Often during his lectures, he would stop and spit. This was back in the day where all the teachers smoked in class. Anyways, Mr. Williams was over 6 feet tall, a husky guy, a bit overweight, had a thick mustache that covered his lips. He was strict but cool, firm but fair, and he was married and a father to a daughter of 9 years old. We got to meet her once. It was after we found out she had leukemia, which was my first exposure to cancer. They had a fundraiser at our school for her, a Kentucky Fried Chicken dinner, so she could get a special treatment. However, that didn't work. She died, and we saw Mr. Williams, our Sears Tower, crumble. He took a leave of absence, and we waited and waited and waited and had sub after sub, but Mr. Williams never came back. So we got a permanent teacher, Miss Geyser, straight out of college. We were her first class, and we were awful. We took advantage of the situation. We'd talk without raising our hands, get out of our seat without asking, have tantrums, talk out of turn, talk back, raise our voices. We'd tell her, that's not what Mr. Williams did. Call her names behind her back, put tacks on her seat, steal things from her desk, and change our grades in the master grade book. And it worked. We got credit for assignments we didn't do. Basically, we lied about everything. But she always remained cool. She never raised her voice at us. Instead, she was sarcastic and made us think. She'd say things like, gosh, it seems like you might need a nap. Or, doesn't it hurt to yell like that? Or, don't you get tired of being mad all the time? But the thing that tried her most was us fighting in class. And there was a lot of it. Every day, yelling fights or actual physical fights. One fight could waste the whole morning as she tried to sort things out and calm us down. And of course, don't forget all the drama, because everyone had to give their version of the story and how the fight started. We were an angry mob that penalized her for losing Mr. Williams. We were in mourning. And the only time we got to see Mr. Williams was probably about 6 months later, after his daughter's death, when we heard he was coming, so of course we all of a sudden got on our best behavior. And when he arrived, most of us bombarded him. We all wanted his attention, but he had nothing left to give. And after he left, we went back to our dreadful ways. Until one day, Miss Geyser decided to make us play a game. And that game was, I love you, but I just can't smile. And to show you how how it works is you need two people, chairs facing each other, and one at a time, each person must look into each other's eyes and say, I love you, but I just can't smile. And you have to say it without smiling or laughing. Otherwise, you're out of the game and the next contender comes up. So there we were. It was the boys against the girls. Each of us wondered who we would go up against. I was scared I'd go up against the boy that I liked. And everyone was laughing, so it was really hard to stay focused. I mean, we were 12 years old and had to look into the eyes of the students we hated, didn't really know, or maybe had a crush on. One by one, we sat in the two seats, but no one could say, I love you, but I just can't smile without laughing. Until my best friend Kim Case went up. She was stoic and focused, and she beat every boy in class until Eric Gillespie. Then it was neck and neck, back and forth like a tennis match, but no one broke. I could hear, come on, Kim, you can do it, or Eric, kick her butt, you got this. And we were waiting to see who would crack first. After about 10 rounds, Eric finally broke, and the class cheered. Kim had won. The girls had won. I was so proud of my best friend, and proud to be a girl. And Eric, he was so generous in his losing. He was just a really good sport about it. And so I challenge you. Maybe you have a couple teenagers at home that can't get along, or maybe this could be a game at Thanksgiving or another holiday, because our class was never the same after that. We gained a genuine love and respect for one another. We changed. And so, I love you, but I just can't smile.